flowers, all that, and it was great. After the date, we went home and I spent the night. It was sweet. The next morning, I kissed her on the forehead and I went to work. And 36 hours later, she told me that she didn't want to be together anymore. And then a couple days after that, she was getting cracked by another man.
Y'all today, man, as always. Now, today's video is a guy who ends up detailing how his dating experience has gone for him up to this point in his life and how it's kind of affected him moving forward. And I think if you're someone that's been out here trying to date and find a partner and everything like that, I think this video will definitely hit home for you. Or you might find things in this video that you can relate to or might hit home for you that you've seen out here in the dating market and everything like that. I know more people than this guy have definitely expressed their troubles with dating and how hard it is to try to find a partner out here today in today's market. So, like I said, I think a lot of you guys will be able to relate to this. So with that being said, man, I don't want to take too much of you guys' time, man. If you guys can, please hit the subscribe button down below. We on the road to 50,000 subscribers. We're doing a giveaway of 50,000. Definitely would appreciate it. Definitely would be a blessing to me. If you guys can too, definitely make sure to hit that like button down below just so the video reaches more people and we can hit that 50,000 just that much faster. All that being said though, man, you already know the deal. We're gonna watch the video, analyze it. We're gonna talk about it after.
What you say? I'll be your girlfriend officially.
Buddy, I've done this before. I've been here before. Oof. Did the whole thing. I made sure to get her favorite dessert. I remember it was like I think our first date, second date, I asked her, hey, what's your favorite dessert? And I made sure to put in my notes because I would put everything in my notes that she told me that she liked or disliked or she wanted to do one day. I wrote it all down in my notes. And on the day I asked her to be my girlfriend, I got her the exact type of dessert that she said was her favorite. I forgot what it was. It's been a while. But it was something about when they use like a little torch on top of the little like cheesecake type thing or whatever. And I asked her, like, will you be my girlfriend on this? I called in advance. I called 2 weeks in advance to this restaurant. I was like, hey, yo, can you like get this dessert for, I don't know if y'all do this or not. Bro, I had the whole staff working all day. They told me this after I asked her. They're like, we've been working all day because we've been so excited that you wanted to do this. We were trying to figure out how to make it pretty and do what plate and what da-da-da-da. Bro, the staff thought it was so cute the way I asked her to be my girlfriend that they gave us, the parking for free, the dessert for free, and they just kept bringing us drinks, and the drinks were also free because they thought the way I did it was so cute. Also got her this bouquet of flowers, all that, and it was great. After the date, we went home and I spent the night. It was sweet. The next morning, I kissed her on the forehead and I went to work. And 36 hours later, she told me that she didn't want to be together anymore. And then a couple days after that, she was getting cracked by another man. It's not funny, but it's like, dang, dude, really? A couple days? Oh my gosh, when I found out, I was so sick. I remember after I found out, because I found out like in person, like in her face, in her apartment, that she had been cracked by another dude. And when I heard that, I swore on everything. All I could hear was static. I stood up and I just walked out her apartment. And I ended up in my car. I don't even remember how. I just remember I ended up in my car and I ended up in front of my house. Mind you, she lived an hour away. I don't remember the car ride home. This led me down the path of being so utterly numb for a while. I was cracking other shorties and I felt nothing. I realized something had to change. That's when I became a little church boy because, bro, I couldn't live like this no more.
So yeah, we spoke again after those text messages. It took a lot of work though, but what had happened was I wrote her a letter because she wouldn't talk to me. I wrote her a letter. I got all of our photos that we took together and I made physical copies and I put them in like the little envelope, whatever, and I sent it over to her crib. Okay, that's a lie. So what had happened was I did all that with the letter and the pictures, but I got my homie to drop him off at her door of her apartment. I mean, I couldn't drop him off because what if she opened the door? Then I'm just standing right there. That's weird. I got my homie to drop the note off. When she got off of work, she called me after she received the note, and she told me that she thought it was sweet and romantic. And I was like, okay, cool. Then she told me to pull up on, what, like Monday, the next day or something. I was like, all right, bet. I'm about to get my girl back. I pull up to her apartment. She lets me in. We talk about it. She was like, so why the note? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, she thought the note was creepy. And I was just like, what? Because you just told me on the phone you thought it was sweet and romantic. Her friends got into her head, I guess, and convinced her that me writing her a note after we broke up was creepy and not romantic like she thought it was when she told me on the phone. We sat down. She proceeded to tell me that ever since we broke up, she doesn't think about me at all. She doesn't miss me. She doesn't care. So I've never even crossed her mind since the breakup. I was like, okay. Then she said, I don't know, I just feel like you do things to make me happy. And she didn't like that. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, you're everything I want in a man, but there's something missing. And then I was like, oh, so I'm 80% of everything you want, but I'm missing 20%. She was like, yes. I was like, wow. And then she sat down, she looked at me and she was like, okay, so like, now what? And I only had one question I needed to have answered. Because unfortunately, my stupid self, I was still willing to work through it after everything she said, unless she answered this one question wrong. And I said, have you been with anyone else sexually since we've been broken up? It had only been 10 days. She said yes. All I heard was static after that. She also revealed to me after that that the whole time that we had been talking, she had been talking to other dudes, but she had never done anything sexual with them, and I was the only one that she had done anything sexual with while we were talking or whatever. I was like, all right. And I stood up and I just left. And I haven't spoken to her since. Well, yeah, that's that story. I can tell y'all how we met and then what led up to the ending, which is really unfortunate, but yeah, I can tell y'all that. But that's the conversation we had after.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to think that this guy had to go through a situation like this to see what was really going on, but it's even sadder that this isn't even really like a rare thing. It's pretty common nowadays, and really it happens on both sides of the plate. I mean, men do it to women, women do it to men, and I really think it just happens, you know, like I said, people are out here, you know, just doing what they want to do, and when they're not quite with the person that they really want to be with, they end up doing this to that person and not really, you know, seeing the repercussions or seeing what that effect that has on that person. And that is in no way implying that anyone can be entitled to someone's affection or anything like that. I'm just saying that we kind of have this society nowadays where we have this, you know, illusion of options or illusion of choices kind of thing going on. So men and women on both sides of the aisle are kind of entertaining a lot of suitors or a lot of potential suitors. And so situations like these just tend to happen. If you're talking to someone and at any given time that person is talking to, you know, 6 to 12 other people, you know, situations like these tend to arise. You think you're giving your all to someone and someone's higher on your list than you are on theirs, and it ends up making a situation like this. I'm not saying I think that's the right way to go about it, but I think that's just kind of the game we're playing nowadays. But this guy ends up doing the whole 9 yards, takes her out to the dinner, gets her the flowers every week. I don't know if he said it in the video that we just watched or in another video on his channel where he slightly addressed it, but he said that he even bought this girl a flower every week, and, you know, he kind of, you know, went out of his way to show his affection to this girl, treated her very well, everything like that. But he goes the whole 9 yards to show his affection to this woman. He wants to lock her down, wants to be boyfriend, girlfriend, just for her 36 hours later to tell him that she's not really feeling it, thinks they move too fast, everything like that. Now, I have no way of knowing what went through the minds of these two, and this is a situation where I'm sure that discernment helps. If you're, you know, that guy in this scenario, you can kind of see where you kind of went wrong or see where things kind of shifted in y'all's relationship, anything like that. So, like I said, hopefully he kind of has an idea of what went wrong, and he's just not kind of left wondering about what he did wrong to this girl, anything like that, because we all know what that can do to a mental state. But us, the viewers, will never know if she ended up just getting cold feet from the fact that she didn't like the responsibility of having that full relationship, or she just wasn't fully into this guy. Maybe her just having lived her experiences to this point in life just wasn't used to all those shows of affection that he was giving her on a day-to-day basis, and that could have scared her off. Or maybe this guy was just free food in the phone and he didn't know about it. It could be that too. At the end of the day, it just goes to show that you can be as ready as you want to be, but you can't force somebody to be someone that you want them to be. And like I said, in relationships, you just can't force somebody to feel the same way that you feel. This is kind of the game that you're opening yourself up to when you decide to date, especially in today's era where, you know, the rules of the game are kind of a bit different than they were played, you know, a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades ago. So I can definitely tell you though, most young men that you'll meet nowadays all have a story like this. And like I said, this isn't in any way uncommon or rare to see happen. He doesn't really talk about it much, but hopefully this guy was able to move on from this situation, onto something better, or just heal mentally and kind of chalk this one to the game, as you should. I think most men should just chalk stuff like this to the game. That's pretty much all I got to say about this one though, man. Please let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Let me know if you guys have had a situation like this, men and women alike. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I could be wrong. Let me know down below if you guys agree with me, disagree with me, anything like that. I appreciate you all making it this far in the video, man. That watch time really does help. And those of you guys that have been here for a while know that already. But I appreciate you guys and thank God for you guys nonetheless. Y'all already know that, man, from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the people on the different platforms too, man. Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, everything that we got, man. I appreciate all you guys, especially y'all on here. Thank y'all so much. I mean it a lot, man. I couldn't do anything without you guys, so thank you guys for that once again. Y'all, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 50K, man, and we are doing a giveaway 50K, so please hit the subscribe button down below. Hit that like button too if you end up liking the video, man, as well. We trying to get that video out to all the other people, man. Hit all the algorithms, everything like that. So if you hit that like button, leave a comment, all that jazz, man, definitely will, you know, push it out to more people. With all that being said, man, as always, you already know how I feel, man. I love you guys, appreciate you guys, thank God for y'all. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.